train. Pedestal. I do that every time. It's every time because every time it's fun. Yeah, come on. So they can see. And I'll probably tell you where to like focus and stuff. So on the pedestal, he's hooked up to his little slip collar here. There's already a video in this folder that explains how to fit the slip collar. But as you can see, the clip is on the ring that moves. The leash or back tie or whatever goes on the ring that at the very end. So the clip is on the ring that moves. It sits nice, and I mean, it's got plenty of room, but it's nice and fitted well up here. And you also notice that the clip is below the right ear. It's right behind the right ear, and the action goes towards his right, which is because he's on my left when he's healing. So my leash is here, and I want the action to be very smooth between us. If it's opposite, if it's backwards and the action's over here, I'm gonna end up flipping and it won't release. So this is how we fit it right for good communication. Mwah. I know, love you. Everybody's got a little bit goofy eye. What are you doing? You're being weird. I know. All right, ready? Pedestal. No. Thank you. You think you're funny. He's like, I'm funny. I'm wearing my equipment, right? So this is how we fit on. There's another video that explains how to fit the collar, the part 1 of this. This is part 2, that explains this mechanism here. So I'm not gonna go too much into detail about this because that video's up already. So this is part 2 with the dog. I got a goofy eye. Yes, you would. He's very pretty. He's very pretty. So before I turn it on, or before I put it on him, I turn it on. Okay. And of course, we're going to do our systems checks every time. You saw this on the how to get him out of the crate video. I'm going to do it here, and you'll also see it in your equipments folder in the Martin System collar video. But if I close the circuit, those lights should go away. If I start it, it goes back. I want to check that I'm paired. So that's paired because of that, and then this is also paired. Once I stim the collar, the flashing lights, which is called contact measurement function, goes away. So I have to turn it back off and turn it back on. Now that I know that everything's operating correctly, I must turn it back on now so that when I put it on, it'll actually tell me whether I got contact with Storm's skin or not. And we do want contact. So I look, and we don't have contact yet. I move his fur around, which is fluffy because it's just all lovely right now. And I'm gonna tighten this back here. So if you move back here, Misty, actually it's upside down, so it doesn't matter which direction you put the pedestal. Thank you, buddy. Good. It doesn't matter which direction you put the collar on, but it is easier for you to see. So you can see the lights on either side. It doesn't matter, but it's easier for you to see this if I go this way. So I'm gonna make it quite snug, and then I'm gonna over tighten. I can't push this down far enough by myself, so then I loosen it back up with the elastics. And I should see, you know, I can put my fingers here, I can put my fingers under here, and my flashing lights went away because those nice little feather contacts, those little metal contact points went through his fur because I made it snug enough. If I don't make it snug enough, it won't go through his fur. His fur on his neck is really thick, and we won't have contact, and and then basically him wearing this, there's no point. So so once we get this nice and snugged like that, and I push this down, and then I tighten it by pulling out here, which basically loosens it. And you can refer to that other video. Then I usually just flip these bungees back under here to get him out of his way and tuck him in like we're tying a little knot. Now they're gonna lay flat and they're out of his way. And he's all geared up, and that's the right way to do that. Hello. We're also gonna be putting a prong collar on in this little video just to show you how this works. This is Stormy's prong. I love you, buddy. This is Stormy's prong. I just kind of squeeze and wiggle to get them undone. You have to make sure that this does not get twisted. If you twist this and put the prong collar like this, you won't have any action, and it will actually cause constant pressure, which will cause frustration for Storm because he knows that he can turn that pressure on and off. So this is the center plate that goes right by the front of his throat. I make sure that chain is even and it's straight, and then I just squeeze. I put one in, I squeeze and put the other, and then they'll pop right in like that. And it should fit snug, especially because he's really furry. It's not going to rotate easily because his fur and the prongs are kind of, you know, together here now. But I can fit my fingers underneath all these prongs on this side or underneath all these prongs on this side. The big thing to note is, and right now I have it sized perfectly to him, but if I do pull on this, this is where the leash goes, on this D-ring that twirls, not on the O-ring that doesn't twirl. This is where the leash goes here. If I pull on this and I get pretty tight, thank you Storm for your patience, that O-ring won't touch the sides of this collar. That if they can, then your collar's too loose. So this is fit perfectly for Storm. And now we're gonna go train. You did so good. Here, have a snack. Have a snack. That's good.